Welcome to Kicking It with KG. We're doing a little podcast. We are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be watching the new Pronghorn video together. I'm going to be reacting to it, hitting the pause button, telling you guys behind the scenes what I was thinking in the moment. And then, of course, we're even going to be going down in the comments, reading them, and then I'm going to be answering them the best I can. Something new I want to try, but I just think I think there's so much awesome stuff that goes into a video like this. But unfortunately, it just has to be cut down to 26 minutes. Just for whatever reason. But there's so much more that I'd like to say. But I think the first thing about it, dude, this is going to be fun. We're just going to be watching the video together and I'll be telling you how it is. So, yeah, I guess first thing, let's watch the intro and we'll go from there. All right, let's see how it is. All right. This is the pronghorn, the second fastest animal on the entire planet. And in this video, we're heading out to hunt them. All right, there we go. We're already hitting our first pause. No, but this, I don't know. I'm just excited. Well, let's watch. All right, I'll redo it. Let's get through the intro first, and then we'll start talking. This is the pronghorn, the second fastest animal on the entire planet, and in this video, we're heading out to hunt them. Since I've never hunted these things or anything like them, we're going to be meeting up with my cousin Jordan, who's going to be taking us along and showing us how it all works. But these pronghorn are weird. They're not a deer. They're not a sheep. They're not a goat. They're not even an antelope. They're just kind of their own thing. So much of their own thing that their closest relative is actually a giraffe. They can run up to 60 miles an hour and they can do that for 9 miles. They have extremely good eyesight and a vision that spans 220 degrees around their head, making it extremely hard to get close to. Yes, these things are weird, but apparently they have some of the best tasting wild game meat on the planet. So in this video, we're going pronghorn hunting to find out for ourselves. But before we go out on the hunt, we have some rifles that we need to get comfortable with. All right, now we'll pause it right there and go through some of this. So straight up, who is Jordan? That's a great question. Who is this guy? It's my cousin, but he actually works for Burris, which is an optic company. But these pronghorn are weird. They're in Jordan. There we go. He works for Burris, and that's how I was able to get out here, I guess. But that's also the scope we were using. The Burris Eliminator 3, so there you go. That's my cousin there. How weird of these pronghorn. All right, first of all, extremely good eyesight. One of the weirdest animals, I think, in the United States, first of all. I mean, we got things like bison and moose running around, but these things may top them all. First, I said they can run up to 60 miles an hour for 9 miles. What is even that? And they're the second fastest animal on the planet. Number 1 is the cheetah. But apparently there used to be an American cheetah, which is why they actually ran that fast. Because if you think about modern times, it makes no sense for an animal to run that fast. It has nothing to run from that it would need to go that fast. Literally nothing. I'm turning on my fan. I'm getting hot. But a coyote, I think they were saying like a coyote is its biggest predator. And it's only a predator for if it's a baby or sick. I mean, we did see a lot of coyotes out there. That is true. But, like, if it's just a coyote versus a pronghorn, there's no chance that they can even catch them at all. But that is really cool. And also, I seen a few comments that were saying, no, they actually are antelope. Well, according to something, no, they're not. They're not an antelope. It's really weird. It's really weird. And we were trying to figure it out the whole time, but it's complicated. This is pretty much like the stuff in the world. Pretty much it goes here, which is deer, elk, moose, caribou. They're the cervids. And then there's a musk deer. I don't know nothing about them. But anyways, you have your normal stuff, deer, elk, moose. That's what we think of deer and stuff. Down here you have bison, cattle. Then on down you have antelope, which is gazelles, antelope, impala, stuff like that. In that same family, I don't know if it's family or not, but in the same group, you got goats, sheep. Then down here you got oryx. But then way up here, completely different thing. They're not an antelope. They're not a goat. They're not a deer. It's their own thing, and their closest thing's a giraffe. I don't know. And it's weird that they're in America, right? Like, whenever you're looking at that, you'd be like, no, probably Africa. But no, it's straight up America. But yeah, I feel like I've talked too much. Here's something interesting. These things are weird, but apparently they have some of the best tasting wild game meat on the planet. So in this, we will talk about my thoughts on that later. But yeah, apparently people, I mean, they're smaller animals. They're like 130 pounds. Generally, I guess. And apparently they're really tender. So let's watch the video. We're going pronghorn hunting to find out for ourselves. But before we go out on the hunt, we have some rifles that we need to get comfortable with.
How's it going?
Howdy.
As you follow the road here, we've got steel circles at 200, 300, and 400. There is a yellow flag at 500, and we skip all the way.
And as he's pointing them out, this is 100. This is 200. There's one 350 out here. That's 500. That is not 1,000. 1,000 is over here. You couldn't even see it in the video. You couldn't see it from here, but I just want to point that out. It's crazy how far we're able to see right here. These trees, I don't know, 3-4 miles maybe? I have no idea, but I know it's really far.
The way out, that orange flag is at 1,000 yards, and we've got a big steel plate out there, about 2 foot by 3 foot. And it's not that windy up here. Down there, I'm looking at that flag, that's got to be blowing like 15, 16 miles an hour.
That's a good bit.
That's a bit, and it's a direct crosswind, so we're gonna have to hold way off target in order to actually get our heads.
All right, guys, taking a little audible real quick. I think this might be the first time I've ever put sunscreen on during a hunting trip. That is true. But there's a lot of sun. And you can see my complexion. If I don't wear sunscreen, I'm dead. I turn into a lobster. Here, so we're probably gonna need it. For these pronghorn, we're using a 6.5 Creedmoor bolt-action rifle with a Burris Eliminator range-finding scope on top. Since some of the shots we may have to take might be a little further than just 100 yards. Foreshadowing.
So we're just gonna let you run through these targets, try it out. We've got targets out to 1,000 yards. So we'll shoot it from the prone, and then we'll put you on a tripod later to try as well. If you can do that, we should be good tomorrow.
Okay.
You just tell me what you want me to do or how you want me to help, and I'll get you.
Okay. So another thing about the range day right here is we had like 6 or 7 rifles right here, and none of them were sighted in. So this was more than just me going out and shooting some targets. We were also there to sight in all the guns. And so we were shooting some 6.5s and some 5.56s. I don't know if that's a big deal or anything, but, well, maybe it was, because we were sighting in the guns in, like, really windy. You know, they sighted them in. I didn't sight them in. We let them do what they do. They live out there. They shoot in the wind all the time, so I let them sight it in. And then this is one that they had done sighted in. That's the one I shot with. That's one I went hunting with. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. The way this sight works, the Burris Eliminator 6, is it's got a rangefinder built in. I don't know where. Somewhere inside the tube, which is pretty nice. But right over here, you click this button. So first of all, you line up your crosshairs, what you're looking at. You range it. Then it puts a little dot where you hold. And I didn't get the scope cam during range day, but on the hunt day, you'll see more of what I'm talking about. That first green target's 200. And we were shooting a Frankie, I think. I'd never shot this Frankie Momentum or something before, but it shot. To me, it's just a normal boat action. That's pretty much all I took from it. It shoots. That's pretty much it.
Push the button on the side of the scope. And
the ammo, I think we were using this Fiocchi Knockdown. Not a fan at all, really. It's copper bullets, I think. I'll tell you something why I don't really care for them. I'm sure that you can kill anything you want to with them, but I feel like if we were using a different bullet, I think the hunt would have been over a whole lot quicker. I'll point that out when we get to it, but copper bullets, hey, KG's not a fan. It just I don't know why. I don't know nothing about them either. But
it'll tell you.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking later. Okay. 200.
So it is a full value right to left wind.
Yeah, on the right edge, correct? So full value right to left. That means it's coming from right to left. Pretty sure y'all figured that one out. But full value, it's kind of weird because what is full value? What's 90% value? Wind is kind of weird. It's something I don't know a ton about. But full value means it's give or take, I think, 10 miles an hour straight across. And if it's blowing like quartering, then that would be half value. Or if it's 5 miles an hour straight across, that would be half value. But if it's blowing directly in line with you, then it's no value. Wind is kind of weird. And it's not scientific because wind is always changing. By the time it could be blowing, stop, blow, stop, blow, twist, blop, stop, go up, down, stop, blow. It's kind of weird. And you can't do science with that because by the time you pull the trigger, till the time the bullet leaves the barrel, which is so fast, the wind could simply change because it's what it is. It's fluid dynamics, which is a really big word I heard on YouTube the other day. So it's kind of hard to nail down the wind, but all you can do is the best you can. And there's a lot of hoping that goes into it.
Right edge, correct?
Looks like it was just off the right edge.
Impact.
First shot, I believe the first shot might have been right over here, so right off the edge. Then if you seen that second shot hit right there, so barely hit the target, but the wind was still pushing it to the left. So I should have held a little bit more to the right, I believe.
Should we scoot out to 300?
Yeah, go on.
Yep.
All right, let's try that.
Fire.
Impact. Nice shot.
Okay.
This one was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. We heard the ding. We seen some splash. But I didn't see anything on the target. I don't even know what happened there.
Move on to the pronghorn.
Maybe I hit the fence post. I'm not sure.
We did.
At 358.
All right.
But now we're moving on out 358 at the pronghorn target. This thing's pretty accurate as to size of the pronghorn. And I really, really wish I'd thrown on the scope cam for this day. But I don't know why I didn't. But it is so much better to let you guys see what I'm seeing through the scope. It just makes everything so much simpler. Because that way you've been able to see, okay, on a 15 power scope, how big is a pronghorn actually? Well, I can tell you, it's not that big. It's about this big. You're almost aiming at dots. And it can be challenging whenever the thing that you're shooting at through a scope is a speck. Not saying it's impossible. But if you don't have a high magnification, then things at distance just turn into little dots and stuff. But what I was saying is this target is very accurate to how big a pronghorn is, and right there is right where you want to aim.
Already got it.
And right there, once again, let's replay that just a second. I hit the red, but at that distance, I mean, it didn't fling the plate up, so. I mean, I hit it, but it just didn't move. Maybe that's normal, but.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot it one more time.
I'm shooting it again, though.
Impact.
That time you could see the bullet a little bit better, but watch how fast. Whenever, like, the bullet shatters, it throws, like, little particles everywhere, and also paint particles, and whenever it hits, the fragments hit the ground, dust come up. Watch how fast that dust flies up and goes with the wind.
Impact.
See? And it was gone. It just shows how fast the wind was blowing.
Cool. All right.
Now, if there's one thing I noticed about... All right, here we go. So, yeah, that's how big the pronghorn was. You can see it right in there. And that was at like 350. So a really nice shot. Wish we could have got that during the hunt, but it is what it is. Yeah, from that point, I'm not sure if I could have zoomed in more, but you can see it's not like you can't pick out a patch of fur to shoot. You're putting your crosshair on the silhouette of the animal. You know. And in this case, we're even putting a dot. So there'll be like a little red dot that pops up right here. And your job is to not only put the red dot on the vitals, but hold left to right. Because if you can see, there's little dots on the left and right. You got to put the dot on the animal at the right elevation. And then hold left and right of that dot for the wind. So, about being out here, it's that the wind is absolutely ripping. I'm from Kentucky, where we have trees and mountains and hardly ever get a breeze. But out here, it's like wind and heavy wind. It's just normal. Say you're shooting something from 500 yards, no wind versus 20 mile an hour wind. How much can that be? And if you didn't know the wind was there, then you probably knew the wind was there once it covered up the microphone and you couldn't hear what I was saying.
Our wind versus no wind.
Yeah, if you just don't even think about wind and you're shooting 20 miles an hour.
You have your dope
Yeah, I was about to say it's going to depend on your cartridge.
20 inches.
Yeah, 20 inches. So I mean, you're off the vitals.
Yeah, so at a decent hunting distance, if there's no wind, you're hitting straight on. If there is a good wind and you're holding dead on, 20 inches it can push your bullet. What is that? Almost 2 feet? You can miss a whole animal. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the further out you go, the more it pushes the bullet. And the different bullets that you use can be pushed at different amounts. And you gotta remember all that. What? And so full value, it's complicated. But full value for one bullet and full value for a different caliber is technically different. It's crazy, kinda.
At that point.
That's why they say that a man with one gun is dangerous or something like that. Because if someone picks out one rifle that they want to shoot for everything all the time, then you start to learn that rifle. If you pick out a 308 and you shoot that 308 all the time at everything, you start to learn awfully lot about the 308. Same thing if you want to pick out a 6.5 Creedmoor, you're going to start learning a lot about how that gun shoots. But if you go from a 223, then to a 300 Win Mag, then to a 6.5, 308, 6.5 PRC, then down to a 243, and then back up to a 7mm. If you're hopping around, you're only going to know so much about each gun because you're only going to have so much time spent with it. But if you just pick one of them that can do pretty much everything, I'm just saying, if you pick one thing that does everything and get used to it, you're going to start to learn how that thing works.
It's something that's really going to make a significant impact on your shot. You get folks a lot of times that will come out. They're used to shooting animals up close, in dense trees or in a tree stand or something. They come out here like what we're about to do and go shoot some pronghorn at long range, and they'll wonder what happens when they get a gut shot. Gut shots because they weren't counting on wind. They had the crosshairs right on the vitals, and the wind blew it all the way down the body of the animal. They still hit it, they still downed it, but they've now made a shot that was not their intent because that wind deflected the bullet so much.
I'm not going to say shooting long distance is easy per se, but shooting long distance with no wind I think is achievable by just about anybody that is properly trained behind a rifle. But knowing how to shoot in the wind, it takes experience. It takes being able to read things like our flags, our wind indicators, the sagebrush, making a call on the fly, and then knowing how to do the math to support that.
Exactly.
Is that the one?
That's the one.
We're going to try to shoot 1,000 yards with it.
Try, you're going to do it.
If we can hit 1,000, surely we can hit a pronghorn.
You're going to do it.
All right, let's do it.
I'll spot for you.
Orange flag out there.
The orange flag way out there. So it's a little bit away. And then what kind of value wind?
I held half value because the wind's kind of from our back. It feels stronger than it is left to right, so half value wind.
Okay.
And spotter's ready.
Okay. And whenever I was looking out there, I was like, oh gosh. That target is probably the size of like 2 doors put together. No. It was like the size of like a TV. A small TV. It was like 2 computer monitors. So about like this big. One on top, one on bottom. So you was shooting at almost a human. So it's smaller than I thought, and smaller than it looks. Hit right here. Hit right there. So a little bit low. Remember that. I hit a little bit low.
Just off the right side. So
Okay.
just a little less wind.
Okay.
Spotter ready.
I hit low again. Remember that. I hit low.
That was a little low.
That's a hit.
Impact.
And this time we hit it. I'll replay it. It's kind of hard to tell if it hit. Kind of hard to tell if we hit. But you just gotta look. If the dust flies up from one spot, it's probably a miss. If it flies up a little bit from like 4 spots, like, then that's your bullet hitting the thing, shattering, and then little pieces hitting the dirt. And another thing is, if you see the big brown dot that looks like a good hit, that was from a lead bullet that we'd shot earlier. And the copper bullets that were hitting the target wasn't even chipping the paint. I don't know how that reflects to hunting, but if you have one kind of bullet that chips the paint and the other kind of bullet doesn't chip the paint, I would kind of want to hunt with the one that chipped the paint. You know, I don't know. Just me, I guess. No, it's not just me. That's what I'd want. I want the one that does damage.
That's a hit.
Impact.
So finally we hit it. And I'm going to just shoot it real with you. It took me like 12 shots to hit that thing. But we was editing the video, and I was like, man, we can't have me shooting this for 4 minutes. I mean, I made it look like I hit it in 3. I do not care to tell you that it took 12 shots to hit 1,000 yards. I don't care to tell you that. We just didn't put it in the video because we didn't want it to take 3 minutes of the video. We wanted to hurry up and get to the hunt. But yeah. Them bullets was dancing all over that target, and then finally one just happened to hit it. Is that skill? Not at all, buddy. I was hitting all over the place. Eventually, you're bound to hit it. So yeah, what it really took about 12 shots. This is the pronghorn target we was shooting at. Would you say that's pretty accurate for how big they are? Or do they get a little bit bigger?
That's about how big they are.
And as for where to aim on these dudes, pretty similar to a deer.
Tail, right behind the shoulder. Gotta find that little corner, their back leg, put it right in there.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Did you know this is the second fastest animal in the world?
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. Only second to the cheetah.
It is the next day, and it's time to get to pronghorn hunt. And after a nice little drive through the middle of nowhere, we met up with our guide, who's going to be showing me how pronghorn hunting works. How long have you been hunting pronghorn?
15, 20 years, yeah.
Low-key, first thing I want to say, he's been hunting pronghorn for 15 to 20 years, and his camouflage shows it. For out here where we was in the middle of the grass. That is probably the most perfect camo you could ever want. Like, I would never wear that. But I don't hunt in the middle of the desert. But I was just thinking, you know what? You can low-key, you can tell that he's been hunting pronghorn in this area because he's got the camo that's perfect. Me, I'm wearing green. Now, there ain't hardly nothing green out in this world, but that's a good camo.
Long time.
He could stand out in the grass. I don't think we'd see
Pretty
him.
fun. I think they're pretty cool animals.
As for can they see color, I have no idea. But I do remember seeing that the pronghorn have a like 220 degree vision, which what that means is that they can see behind them. Like they can see back here and all this. And they can see really good too. Like it's not just that they can see a lot, it's that they can see a lot and really far. Like deer's like a white-tailed deer's vision is okay. It's not great. But a pronghorn's vision is actually pretty great. That's why they're able to see someone 500 yards away. If you're moving too much, shoot, yeah. I mean, they can see you. But I'm sure that this camo helps. But you'll see the camo I'm wearing here in a minute. I'm wearing straight blaze orange. Well, it's rifle season. I don't know if they can see orange. I know that deer can't see orange. I don't know about pronghorn, dude. They're completely different animals.
Just they're so fast. Just
And then it was time to drive on out into some... This is where we was hunting. This is what I'm saying, dude. Look at that. It's just brown dead grass everywhere. His camo's perfect. More flat land to where we're going to be hunting. But then halfway there, right on the side of the road, we'd already spotted a pronghorn.
see him there, John?
So is that a shooter if we would see that?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, let me get back on a close-up.
So
of
is
this
that
guy.
a shooter?
All right. So I have never hunted pronghorn before except for this video. First of all, when we seen the pronghorn, he was on private land, so we couldn't hunt it. No problem. It's just how it is. It's nice that we got to see him. But then there's me. Is that a shooter? Is that like a good one? Little did I know that was the biggest pronghorn we would see over the entire hunt. Like we saw a lot of pronghorn. Very lucky to see that many pronghorn. This one on the drive in, standing 50 yards off the road, was the biggest one, and they were saying that thing's a trophy. Okay, I didn't know. But I'm glad to say that I seen it. I guess.
See that?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, pretty good.
And that, pause at a bad time. This is a female, which is called a doe. That's a buck. That's a doe. And these things also have horns. What? Speaking of horns, pretty much in the animal kingdom, there's two kinds of spiky things on the head. You have antlers, which is what deer, elk, and moose have. The cervids, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, they're made out of bone, and they grow, they get hard, and then they fall off. Horns are different. Horns are like made out of hair, or at least the same stuff as hair, and horns actually don't shed. However, pronghorn are one of the only animals that have horns that do shed. What a weirdo, you know? And fun fact, I was like, oh, so do you ever find pronghorn sheds? Like, no, you don't find pronghorn sheds. They don't happen. It makes sense because they cover so much ground. What are you going to do? Go walk 60 square miles of grass to try to find a pronghorn shed? And then at the same time, they're made out of like hair, so like a mouse can just eat it. So I guess if you find a pronghorn shed, I guess you're pretty lucky. Because it's kind of rare, it seemed like. Wide open. Crazy. And, well, looks like we spotted a coyote. What are we going to do about it? We're probably going to try to shoot it.
Being forced to see ads?
Hey, what is this?
Getting paid to see ads?
It's my video. Okay.
Do you know how much of the...
That's a coyote right there. It's a coyote? Yeah. You want him?
Sure, we'll shoot him.
Hey, there's a coyote. Do you want him? What kind of question's that? Just tell me to get the gun. If you ask me, do I want to shoot anything? The answer's probably yeah.
Here you go. We're going to do a little bit of coyote.
I just seen a coyote on the way in. Yeah, me whispering after we just drove up in a full truck with a side-by-side and the thing's 500 yards away. Yeah, but we gotta be quiet. That way he don't know. No, it didn't matter. And the wind was blowing. There wasn't no way in the world he could hear us, so. Take the opportunity. We're gonna shoot him. So, do I need to not lean on the truck for this? Or does a coyote don't matter?
Coyote doesn't matter.
I was asking that because, like, there's laws, you know, for hunting and stuff. Some places, you can shoot them out the window of your truck. Anything and everything. Some places, you have to at least step out of your truck. Some places, you can't touch a vehicle. Some places, you have to be so far off the road. Just depends. So I'm like, hey, can I lean up on the truck for this? He's like, for a coyote, yeah. But at the end of the day, you'll see what I end up doing. But I'm just saying.
I would go prone because he's pretty far.
So I went prone. And by this time, I have the scope cam put on the scope so you actually see what I'm seeing.
Straight in front of us. He's moving right to left. He's
like literally. Dude, this is so good. Look at this.
straight in front of us.
Straight in front of you. Coyote, 500 yards. What? All I'm seeing is grass. It was actually a struggle sometimes to be like, okay, what are you talking about? Couldn't see. And the coyote is the color of grass too.
He's moving right to left. He's stopped right now.
Oh, yes. Finally, I seen him. Still don't see him. Oh, there he is. So this is what the scope looked like. It was a lot more clear for me. It's just that sometimes you gotta focus the camera and the scope on the app at different distances. It's a lot sometimes. But it was all crystal clear for me. Woo! All right, pull the trigger right there. KG, you missed that coyote. You missed that coyote. That was on you. I have a defense, okay? I have a defense. First of all, yes, I am holding a little high. But that's on purpose. Because I ranged the coyote about 30 yards behind where he stopped. So maybe I ranged him at like 520. And then he kept moving, and stopped at maybe 550. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to re-range him. I'm just going to hold a little bit higher. That way my bullet can drop on into the vitals. So that's why I was holding high here. Right whenever I pulled the trigger, it did go like a couple inches back. Shouldn't have. And I think the wind call was no wind. So we had just decided no wind. So let's rewatch the shot. I was holding a little bit high because I was anticipating to drop a little bit more because the range was different. And the wind call was nothing. So, which we didn't know. Woo. And then I ended up hitting right where the bullet... I ended up hitting high, but to the right. So maybe there was a little bit of wind, and maybe the bullet didn't drop as much as I thought. I don't know.
Right over his back.
Long story short, he got away. Oh well, that's okay.
How far was it, Kendall?
495. 495. I ranged him at 495, and then he walked on out to about 520 when I took the shot. So that's why I was thinking I was holding high, or maybe I thought that he went out to 520, and maybe he just went up to like 5. So that could have been something too.
So long.
That's probably what happened. He probably didn't go as far as I thought he did after I ranged him.
Poke.
Yeah.
Worth a shot. Unfortunately, I missed the coyote. Not happy about that. But from a coyote from 550 yards away, you know what? That's just, honestly, I'm going to be honest, that's on me. But it's time to forget the miss and move on into the pronghorn hunt. And to hunt? Yeah, so for the pronghorn, for a lot of states, rifle hunting, you got to have orange and a hat. So, but it's weird because in this particular state, it was only the shooter. So the 3 people that was walking with me, no, it's okay. They don't need orange. If they get shot, it's on them, I guess. I don't know. Hunt these things, it seems like the name of the game is the glass, which means to sit up in a spot where you can see a lot of area. Just use your binoculars to look at everything you can. If you don't see anything in one spot, you move on to another spot and keep on looking. Eventually, you'll find something. All right, no, we're not. All right, so what it would be like is you'd be looking over this giant area and you'd say, all right, I don't see anything. Well, you move 200 yards to the left, you look over the same area, and now you see like 5. Or maybe you look over this area and nothing happens, an hour later you come back and there's a bunch there. It's just that they move so much, and although it looks like it's just straight flat, there are a lot of small hills and little ditches that there could be pronghorn behind. It could be behind a bush and you wouldn't see it. It looks like this is like a big field, but this is 10 miles. So, and you'll see that whenever we start zooming in on stuff, it's just different because you could see everything, but there's a lot of things hiding. It's like you come home to Kentucky. If you see a field, what do you need binoculars for? I can't tell you the last time I've hunted with binoculars in Kentucky. I have for squirrels, but I don't think I've ever actually taken binoculars deer hunting. I don't think I ever have. Because I can see everything. I'm not blind. I can see 30 yards, no problem. Here, if you don't have binoculars, you're really not going to do anything. Like, you can't see stuff if you're lucky. And we were on private land, which is a luxury for real. And a big part of why it's a luxury is because we actually got to use a side-by-side. So on a lot of the public land stuff, which I would like to do someday, maybe soon, maybe not, I don't know. I'd like to do that. But on public land, there's competition, definitely, but then you can't have side-by-side, so you got to walk everywhere. So instead of walking like 9 miles a day, we definitely had a luxury. We just drove 9 miles a day. Which I think ended up costing us a little bit because we were not very stealthy at all. And I think that ended up spooking a lot of animals. So maybe walking's not so bad after all. I would have liked to walk more. Looking for pronghorn. Is there anything specific you're looking for them in like specific areas, or can they just be anywhere out there?
They can just be anywhere. You know, there's so much rolling hills out here. You just gotta, you know, try and find them. There's generally quite a few of them.
It's just sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, just we ain't been to the right spot yet. You know, but there's so many rolling hills and stuff. You'll eventually find them. A couple on the other side of this fence.
On the other side of that fence.
Yeah, if you would just come down there. They're over 1,000 yards from here, at least. We'll just jump down and kind of go over there and get a little closer and set up our spotter and see what we can.
If I see a white butt, is that it?
Probably.
What? I couldn't tell. I didn't know that was a pronghorn. Okay, I think I see them.
Yeah.
Can you tell what they are from
Not
here?
from here, no.
Okay, you just got to get closer.
But like I said, during the rut, I would.
Cameraman Cuz right here.
I mean, they're definitely with the does, so I would assume there's a buck or two in there.
Okay. So with pronghorn, it's a lot of looking.
A lot of looking. Yeah. I think we'll jump back in the side by side and we'll just get down there a little farther, see if we can glass them a little better and see what we got.
Fence. These are cool. Was we hunting a high fence? No, it's just private land. But fun fact, look what in the world is this? Let me pull something up real quick on YouTube. Let me pull something up. Let me pull it up. I got a really cool fun fact about pronghorn and fences. Some of y'all probably know this, but they don't jump fences. Look at this.
Go.
Look.
A group of pronghorns is on their annual migration. Every March, they travel 160 miles north to reach their breeding grounds. However, this journey that gets more challenging every year. To start their trip, they must pass through an oil field.
That's wild.
The leading male finds his way out. So far, so good. The rest of the herd follows closely.
Okay, well, I guess some of them do jump fences, but apparently with fences, I guess they usually don't jump them. Those in that video did for a minute, but they go under the fence. That's kind of crazy. But they're good runners, maybe not the best jumpers. Did some just pop up?
Yeah. If you go just like you're looking at the house,
Yeah.
like stay to the right of the house, and you can, if you went just straight there and you see that first little hill with the sage right there, there's one standing over there.
A tree. It's easy to get. It's crazy. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then to the right of that, there's a buck.
Doe. Oh, okay.
Laying down.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Is that a pretty good one then?
Well, if you can see his horns from here, he's probably not terrible, but
he's 1,800 yards. Oh my gosh, you can see the raw pixels right here. We're stretching it with this thing.
1,800 yards away, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, okay. 1,800 yards away. There's so much country. This is what 1,800 yards away actually looks like. So much range. And we've just got to look, and find it. That's what 1,800 yards looks like. You can't do that with your naked eye. So you just seen how... I don't know, but my guess is that you can hunt with your naked eye, kinda, out to like maybe 300 yards. Past that, your naked eye ain't doing much. And that's not really going to be able to tell very much about the deer at all. And you may not even be able to tell if it's a good buck or not. You may not even be able to tell if it's a buck or not. I don't know. I don't know how much I zoomed out. That's where he is.
Well, I got some of yours and then some other ones, and it's just.
Mom. I just canceled your car insurance.
Why would you do that?
Mom, because.
There's somebody spooked them. We just driving the road. I don't think they were of interest of us. I think they were does. But yeah, we were driving. They bumped. They ran. They ran because that's what they do. How far will they go?
Until they kind of calm down. See what that is?
It's like a
Doe. I could tell you that one.
average buck in that.
I shot him. Oh. There's a group. I think they were does, so we didn't care that much. Since I wasn't feeling the best about the miss on the coyote from earlier, we decided to lay down and take some shots at some rocks before we take the shot at the pronghorn that really matters. Recording here. We found a nice like rock hill out of the way. Okay. Plus we were shooting with suppressors. First of all, we're shooting with suppressors, which makes it quieter. We're shooting out of the way. It's kind of windy. And the antelope, no, my bad. They're not antelope, the pronghorn. The pronghorn are like miles away. They ain't gonna have a clue what even happened. And you'll see whenever we do take the shots, it's pretty surprising at how little the animals know they're getting shot at. Especially the ones that you're not shooting at directly, like the ones beside of it. It's crazy. I mean, maybe it's just out here. Maybe it's pronghorn. Maybe it's really far away. But suppressors, I really like them a lot. Anyways, for this, I'm like, all right. This appears to be a basketball-sized rock. And my goal is to hit it right in the middle. Simple as that. Range the target. Put the dot right in the middle. See what happens. All right, here we go. Hit right here. I hit low. Remember that. Okay. I'm gonna try it again.
Windage was perfect.
I hit right here. I hit low.
Smoked it.
Remember that. Now, on the coyote. Now, from range day on day one, the gun was shooting low at 1,000. I was like, hey, it's 1,000 yards. Weird things happen. And at the same time, my bullet was going high, right, left, down, low, high, middle. It was at 1,000 yards. My bullet was kind of going everywhere. The barrel was hot. We'd shot a lot of rounds that day. The wind was kind of variable, so I really didn't think very much about. I didn't think very much about the shooting range, 1,000 yards hitting low. I didn't think about it. All right, whatever. Didn't think about it. And I missed the coyote. I didn't know how I missed the coyote because I didn't have good footage of it. It's happening fast. I didn't know where I missed the coyote at. So I wanted to sit down on the rock and I wanted to shoot. Well, I noticed, or maybe I didn't notice. Maybe I didn't notice until I watched the footage back. Let's watch it back. You be the judge. When you see that, do you not think that we just dusted the rock? I mean, whenever you see dust fly up, generally you're thinking, all right, we hit the rock and we dusted it. Good, great, awesome. So maybe in the moment we were both just thinking, all right, cool, we hit it. But regardless, after further review, we are able to see that we hit low on both those shots, which in a perfect world, we would have picked up on that. But in an imperfect world, I think we said, all right, it looked like we got 2 good hits. The wind was good. Looked like we hit it. Reality, we didn't. That's important later.
Confidence a little bit? A little bit.
A little bit.
Hold that camera.
I got it right now. After looking around for a good bit, we find a group of 3 bucks. And in this one, we got a shooter.
You think that's one we should try to get?
I mean, I think that's an average sized buck for out here. I mean, could we find bigger? Maybe. Could we find smaller? Maybe. I mean, that's a cool little buck. He's definitely the dominating one because he's got that other buck pushed out. You know, it's just,
How close do you think we could get to that one?
500 yards. Me and you could just walk right up here on this hill.
Also, he said that like 500 yards was a really close shot. I don't know about that. Maybe in Pronghorn world, but not in KG world. 500 yards is a really long shot for KG world.
Lay down
Yeah, he's close.
Is 500 close?
Yeah.
He's closer to that. He's probably 300.
Then Jordan said probably 300, and I was like, all right, that sounds better. And then he's like, all right, let's do it. Yeah, in my head, though, it was pretty early. He's like, all right, 500 yards? I was like, what? It's like, 500? That's too far. It's really far. I was looking for something closer. This one ended up being about 300, so that's why I was ready to take it.
We could try it.
It was the best shot we had all
We
day.
should scoot up and see what happens.
Yeah.
Best opportunity of a shot we had all day. I would much rather take a medium-sized, let me see, how do I put this? I would much rather kill a really good buck at 300 than take the chance at a monster at 600. Because whenever it sounds greedy to me, but if you really want that bigger animal that bad, unless you're just extremely confident with a 600-yard shot, which people in Pronghorn country seem to be. But for me, the risk of shooting twice the distance and risking the animal, essentially, is not worth it simply being bigger to me. I would rather take a very ethical shot for KG. Closer, smaller deer, fair game. It's the shot that matters the most, not the antlers. I would rather put a medium-sized deer straight down, instantly, quickly, efficiently, than a really big buck and have to shoot it multiple times, which could explain what happens later and why I felt the way I did.
All right, guys, this could be the one right here. We might just make it happen. Oh, he moved. All right, never mind. He moved. Oh, yeah. They moved far. Oh, they left. Okay.
What was that? 2 minutes? They're a mile away.
Yeah. All right, never mind. He moved.
So what it was is this was a buck, this was a buck, this was a doe, and these two, it's the rut. These two are kind of fighting over her, but trying to chase too. And so maybe one of them, and maybe she didn't want to be bred anyhow at the time, but they were just chasing and doing their thing. And in the process, I don't think they really seen us or was running from us as much as they were just moving along, breeding, doing their thing.
So from the 2 minutes it took us to get out and walk up here, how far did they just get?
Over 1,000 yards, like fast. But see, they're not really worried about us. It's them 2 bucks are fighting over that one doe, so they're like chasing each other. She's just running off, you know.
That's why we take these opportunities, because if we wait around for one, then he could just run away. Next one, hopefully. For the rest of the day, we spotted a bunch of good groups. We would spot them. All right, now here's a cool one. They said that was a big one too. We'd get close, they see us, and they'd run. And they said that was a big one. And he had a whole herd. He had like 10, 15 does, just him. And this pretty much happened over and over. At the end of the day, they got really good eyes, and it's also the rut. So a lot of these didn't even see us. They were just running because, well, that's what pronghorn do. They just run around and chase each other. So with these pronghorn being peak rut, it could help us by making some move right on top of us, but at the same time, it could hurt us because they just run in the opposite direction for no reason at all. Because that's just what pronghorn do. They run almost as fast as you should be running to pick up some epic merch at KendallGrayOutdoors.com or the first link in the description. No, but for real, we got hats, we got shirts, and you guys helping buy merch really does help support making trips like this possible. So thank you to all you guys who have bought merch in the past. We really do appreciate it. 100%. I agree with what he said. Guys, we've had some opportunities, but that's opportunities at like 600 and 700 yards. Yeah, this was a shot. This was a shot opportunity we had. 600 something. Not only that, but you're shooting at half of an animal now because he's laying down. You can see how much of the body height is cut off. Man, and not only that, but you're talking about the top half of this animal that we can see is nothing but the spine. Okay, fair enough. I guess a spine shot is a kill shot, but that ain't the kill shot I'm looking for. I mean, a spine shot kills them once you shoot them again. I mean, a spine shot just paralyzes them, and then they just have to wait until you shoot them again. I mean, that's fine and dandy. I don't care, but it's just I would rather have a better chance at putting one straight there. I mean, if that deer was standing up perfectly broadside, nah, I ain't even kidding. I wouldn't want to take that. I don't want to take, no, I ain't taking that. Or at least that's what I thought. Anyways, we let these dudes go, but that was another shot opportunity we had. And dude, 600 yards away and they were staring at us. We didn't freak them out enough for them to run yet, but they knew we were there. We couldn't get any closer. That's the thing. You couldn't get too much. You couldn't just get closer, dude. You can't just do that. They're already staring at you. 800 yards away. You just can't get closer. And it's wide open. There's not many places you can go. That's just too far. But then we finally got eyes on a shooter, and this time he wasn't running away. How far are they right now?
875 yards.
This dude's also rutting, so he's in the rut. That's why he's chasing the doe.
Bespoke Post presents you with great gear from small brands at a price you're gonna love. Every month they fill
550.
I think you should try and shoot that one.
Okay. We scoot up a little bit more to get away from this grass.
If you can. Once you can.
So they were about 550. He said out of all the things we've seen today, this is probably the best one to shoot. If that's what he says, I say okay. I do try to get closer by scooting up. You gotta be careful because they can see you. But at the same rate that I'm moving up, they're moving back. Because they're rutting, and that's just what they're doing. And I had to be careful here because there's just cactuses laying everywhere. So it's like go prone, but be careful because there's cactuses. So that's why I'm acting a little slow, I guess. And the rattlesnakes too. They said if you snap on a rattlesnake, let us know. Oh, okay, I will.
He's the first one.
500 yards. Okay, that sounds okay. 500, it's okay. It's okay. And it seemed like the way that the day had been going, because all these guys had been pronghorning a lot, the way it sounded is that long shots with pronghorn hunting is normal. What it also sounded like is that missing while pronghorn hunting is also normal and acceptable, which is interesting. That a miss is normal and missing is acceptable.
What do you think about wind?
See, I was holding steady though. I was holding really steady. I felt really stable.
First one.
Look at that. Look at that. I'm stable.
What do you think about wind? What's your wind call? Chris?
Now, from here, I just got to put the dot on the animal and then make the appropriate wind call.
Hold left.
Because that dot is where the bullet is going to go.
Half value left. Hold on the left.
Just like it did on the rock.
Half value left. Okay. Ready?
So my thing was half value left to right. So that means that this is two values, this is one values. I needed to hold on the dot half a value. I need to hold right here. Left to right. No, I need to hold right. I need to put the vitals right here. Complicated, I know.
Yeah.
But I need to hold just in front of them. So I did. Man, that stinks too. Let's watch that. Oh man, almost paused at the right time. I'm gonna keep backing it up. I want to see if I can get the perfect pause to show you where I was holding.
Yeah.
All right, that's whenever I pulled the trigger right there. All right, that would have been half value in line with the dot. Boom. Should have punched it right there. Should have punched it right there. That would have killed it. That would have killed it deader than a doorknob. But, like we were saying with wind, it's in, it's out, it's here, it's there. I ended up hitting the animal right here. And, like we had seen on the rocks beforehand, the bullet was hitting a little bit lower than where the dot was, which makes everything line up. I only hit 4 inches low than the dot, but 4 inches low is 4 inches too low. The wind would have been okay because, you know, we have some wiggle room there. It's just we didn't have enough wiggle room at that distance with that bullet, with that drop, with that uncalculated miss. Long story short, I'll let the video say what happened, if you haven't seen the video already. But 500 yards, 550, whatever it was, that's a shot you probably should not take unless you are extremely confident that it's going down. If you have any doubts at all, you have a chance of not only missing. Missing's okay. Missing's great. Not really. But missing an animal is way better than injuring an animal. If you miss an animal, it's okay. Nothing's hurting. Nothing's dying. If you injure an animal, there you go. Now you've started something. And you have to finish it. So now we got this dude running along with 3 legs.
I think I might see red.
He hit him.
Although we couldn't tell much from the initial shot, I ended up hitting the pronghorn, just not exactly where I was wanting to. Hit him about 4 inches low to where I only hit his leg.
Here again?
Yeah, punched right through him.
I mean, right there, I was like, hey, you know, it actually looks like a really good shot. I thought I seen some red coming from right here, which would have been a perfect shot, but it's actually red coming from right here, which is just inches low. I'm thinking 3 inches, 4 inches higher, and it would have been a perfect heart shot. But anyways, he goes under this hill. Which way? But he's
Left to right.
still on 3 legs.
Left.
He goes behind that hill. We don't see him.
He's down behind there.
He's down?
Well, he's behind that deal.
Or am I looking at a different one?
No.
Yeah, I was actually looking at a different one here. It's not a big problem. If I would have shot at it, I'd probably just missed it anyways. It'd been fine.
He's laid down right there.
Well, at least we can go straight at him.
Cool for the scope, though. You can see as I'm zooming in and zooming out, the reticle changes.
Down right there.
So that's cool.
Well, at least we can go straight at him.
But yeah, that face right there is kind of letting you know what's going on. That's the face of, hi, my name's Kendall. I just pulled the trigger and the animal's not dead, and I ain't happy about it. That's pretty much as deep as it goes. And just like that, the pronghorn is down. But down does not mean dead. And, well, yeah, down does not mean dead. So we'll see what happens later, I guess.
Good shot.
If you've been watching the channel for a long time, you know exactly if I've pulled the trigger and the animal does not die, I ain't happy about it. End of that. My fault. Natural fault. Unless... I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean... The thing about it is that I pulled a good shot, but at the same time, no, I didn't, because I was the shooter and I was the one shooting the gun. And at the end of the day, if the gun was shooting 4 inches low, then that's on me. I should have figured that out and I should have done something about it. Otherwise, I probably shouldn't have grabbed a gun and went hunting with it if I didn't know much about it. So, I think that one's still on me. Yep. Did I make a good hold? Did I pull the trigger in the right spot? Maybe. Yeah. But at the same time, I did agree, and I did pull the trigger on this gun, which means I should have knew everything about it and I should have been confident. It's not a gun's fault.
Shot on the first one. You hit him. I mean, he's bleeding.
Also, the guide was like, "You made a good shot." At the end of the day, thanks for being nice, but no, not really. I know that their job as a guide is to make you feel okay and to help you kill one. But at the end of the day, that's not a good shot. A good shot kills them.
That's a long ways, man. That's hard to see.
Yeah. Good shots don't wound animals. Good shots kill animals.
Jump back in the Ranger.
And it's okay if some of you guys miss, or it's okay if I missed. But we don't want that to be normal. It's okay if sometimes we miss, or sometimes something happens, or sometimes we make a bad decision. That's all right. But what is not all right is if we make that normal and we're okay with it. I mean, we're not mad, we're not hating the world that we missed, but we're not happy that we missed. And we're definitely not going to make this a reoccurring thing as long as we can help from it. We're going to do everything we can, and we learned. What I learned on this, it's all right if I pull the trigger in the right spot, but I better be comfortable with the gun. Because in this case, this was not my gun. If I'm using someone else's gun, I need to go to the range. I need to be very comfortable with it before I take it out shooting. And if I'm not comfortable with it, I either need to get comfortable with it or make it switch up.
I'm assuming he's going to be able to get up.
Yeah, now we got a 3-legged pronghorn running around the Great Plains. We think we hit him. Not good enough to fall straight down, but that's what happened, I guess. Anyways, I got 1 bullet left. I'm gonna grab some more, throw them in my pocket, and we're gonna walk up closer, and then hopefully he's dead, or hopefully he's standing there or laying down. We can just shoot him again. That's the plan.
You ready to make another shot? Mm-hmm. I'll let you guys go down. When you get about halfway down the distance, I'm gonna kind of start creeping up with the side-by-side.
Okay. So that brings us to the new game plan. We're going to be ready and just walk to where we seen him go down. Ready. Just get ready, go, walk towards him, be ready. He may pop up, start running. You may want to go down, you may want to take a shot. You may walk up, you may see him. He may be dead. Perfect. You may walk up, he may stand up and look at you, be ready to take the shot. We don't know what's going to happen. We just know that there's an animal out there that might need shot again. Game plan, be ready. If anyone's ever wondering what these digits are, that's the password to the trigger cam. It's very simple.
Is that him? See him going? Yes.
Then he popped out, he started running a little bit more, and
Half value.
I did the best I could.
MacBook Pro, and we're putting it in a mouse backpack, and we're going to drop it in an 8-story building.
Here we go.
At least we're making ads on this video. Oh yeah, well. Oh, I think I hit just low again.
Here we go.
Alright, so here's another thing. You may be saying, KG, that's not a good shot. He's not broadside. Let me tell you this, David. We don't care if he's broadside or not. He's got 3 legs. We're just trying to put another bullet into him. At this point, you know, here's the thing. For your first shot, you want it to be a great shot. If you hit the animal anywhere, any other shot you can get in him, no matter what, is the objective. If you wound an animal, any shot you can get on him is a good one. If you have a wounded animal and you blow all 4 of its feet off, that's good, because that gets you closer to the objective of just killing the animal. That's the objective. Kill the animal, no matter what. Whether it's, from now, it's like a ticking clock. Your objective from the time you hit an animal is to make it die as soon as possible, no matter what. So in this case, is that a perfect shot? No. But if we would have made a decent shot, or a bad shot, or a great shot, any shot on the animal is a step into making him die faster. So that's why after the first shot, we didn't care if they were broadside or not. We just let them rip, because we just wanted to get them to die as soon as possible, no matter what. And any shot that hits the body will do that. But it was just low once again. And I'm telling you, by this time, he was out there. He was 600. He was 700. He was 800. But even at that time, is 800 a good shot? Well, if he's already been hit once, the chance of getting another bullet in him at 800 is probably a chance we were willing to take. But I want to give this dude credit for doing what he can do with 3 legs. And then here he does a little burnout.
Yeah, his whole right leg just flopping.
Gives us a perfect laying down shot. I put that thing right here, where the objective is.
Hold the value in a half, put it right.
I held the value in a half wind. Watch where we're gonna hit this. I hit that thing right there. I hit the dirt in front of it. About that much in front of it. I hit the dirt right here. And this is what I was saying about the copper bullets. The copper bullets, they seem to just disintegrate, whereas a lead bullet, they kind of hold together better. We were watching this after all the hunt was over. If that would have been a lead bullet and it hit right here, lead bullets bounce. I've killed animals, which is not a good thing. I'm not saying this is good. But my gun was off before. My scope was off. I shot the ground on a fox once, and it bounced up and killed him. Okay, I hit the ground, the bullet hit the ground and bounced up and killed the fox. And that was a lead bullet. Lead just kind of hits and bounces and sticks together better. I'm just saying, if that bullet could have skipped off the ground, I think it would have probably went straight into him. At the same time, is that why I'm not a fan of copper bullets? I'm not saying copper bullets aren't good. I'm just saying that the lead bullets, there's a chance they could have bounced and killed him, and the lead bullets took off a lot more paint.
Right under.
But once again, so close. And at this point, you know it ain't good whenever I'm having to pull out the box of ammo to shoot again. Okay, that's a problem. Whenever you got to pull out the box of ammo to get another bullet, it's not good. Once again, the shot was just barely low. 4 inches higher and it would have been a perfect heart shot. And although these shots right here are at about 800 yards and very too far to be taken, since we've already hit the animal once, we're just trying to do whatever we can to try to hit him again. Just to get this over with as fast as possible.
He's hurt. Just over that hill.
Once again, the game plan, walk to where we last seen him, be ready.
Right there. Right in front of us. You can see his horn sticking out.
I didn't take that running shot just because I felt like I had a 0% chance of hitting it. So, I mean, if you feel like you have a 0% chance of taking a shot, then I guess just don't. So he ran over this hill and disappeared. So we're just going to creep out there, and eventually we have to see him.
Where did that guy go? I'll tell you wherever he's at right now.
But we didn't. He disappeared. So we rode around to get different views of the area we thought he went. And eventually we seen him. He was bedded down 200 yards away. I just stepped out, laid down. I was like, by golly, this don't feel like. I was like, all right, I'll shoot him. He was 200 yards away, so he said just aim a little bit high and don't even range it. Just hold a little bit high. So I held a little bit high and put it right where it needed to be. And at this point, I was like, what in the world? I was looking at how he's running. I was like, this thing is invincible, dude. But then he gets up to the top and he starts dying. And then I'm telling you, about blasting him again right here. Probably not the best time to blast if you can help it, because it's a horizon, which means if you shoot one and it misses, you don't know where the bullet's going. You don't know what's behind the bullet. You can just go over the hill. Those are bad shots. Don't do those. Yeah. Here we go. What we got? Nutrition gummies.
Had these, baby? These Groons? They're so good.
Yeah, here in a minute we're going to be reading the comments. I'm really excited about this.
Sugar-free. Whole.
Pronghorn's dead. That was a adventure. Whew. I had to make sure he was dead. Okay, I'm not being mean. I'm just making sure it's dead. It's dead. I think he's dead. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
Lots of mass at the bases. Wide, like wide.
This was the final shot. This was the first shot. So, oh man, that was the very first shot. I'm telling you, right there, it would have been dead. Man, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, and then shooting animals. Close ain't good. It was a foot low, or he'd been dead right there. At the end of the day, did I want to blow this thing's leg off and chase it for 30 minutes? No. But is that what happened? Yes. And is there anything we can do to change that? No. But did the pronghorn die? Yes. Are we going to get to eat it? Yes. So let's go ahead and do it. Really good pronghorn, though. From what I could see, I play Hunter Call the Wild on the gaming channel a lot. You probably see that. I ain't never even seen a pronghorn in that game as big as the one I just killed in real life, which I'll take it. For this pronghorn, Jordan's going to be cooking a recipe called pronghorn on a stick, with the stick. Essentially, pronghorn kebabs. And he's seasoning it up with one of his favorite sauces, or seasonings, or peppers. I don't know what it's called. Curry. Something that looks yellow and that I have never eaten before. So if you don't know, curry is like Indian stuff. Okay, from India. That's pretty much all I know about it. He slanged that thing on the grill. Grilled that thing up real nice. Ooh, ah, ee, ah. Look at that mushroom. That's what I'm talking about. Ah. But now they're all done, and it's time to see how they taste. Oh, the dog was great. He was nice.
So you can taste what pronghorn.
Man, that looks so good. But it's just something about a fluorescent yellow seasoning that gets me. Well, there's one out there called turmeric. It's in curry, and it is fluorescent yellow. And let's just say I have had a very traumatic experience with turmeric in my childhood. So, that could potentially be why I really didn't like it. But man, anything that glows fluorescent yellow, it just kind of turns me off, you know? Look, I can already tell. I was like, man, curry, turmeric, I've never had it before. I was like, And it started, I started feeling it.
You can be honest.
I'm not a fan of curry.
Okay.
But the meat's good. The meat was really tender, which is like supposed to be like a pronghorn staple or whatever. It's like really tender. It's like a goat kind of. The meat's tender. Is that like how is it? The meat's tender. What's special about it is that it's tender?
It's tender, but it doesn't have like a gamey taste to it. What do you think, Kendall? Curry's not your thing?
It can stay in India.
I like it. I like it a lot.
He loves curry. I don't. But yeah. Click it here to watch my. Let's go ahead. Let's watch the fan outro. Hey, y'all need to be sending. If you want, look. This is my first time hunting black-tailed deer.
Thanks for watching. Go get some merch at kendallgray.com. Love you, Jesus Gray Gang.
This is the. Oh, if you want to do a fan outro just like that, we try to put a fan outro in every video, whether it be the vlog channel, the main channel, the gaming channel. It's at the very end of the really end of the video. It's kind of like an Easter egg. All you need to do, say something like that. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to pick up any merch, go to KendallGrayOutdoors.com. #Jesus, #GrayGang. I like my hat, or something like that. And then just send it in to graygangsquad@gmail.com. Let me see if it's in the description. It should be. Yep, right here. graygangsquad@gmail.com. Just send it in, and we want to put you on the videos because you guys are the reason we make the videos. Duh. But let's get straight on into it. Let me just say this. Pronghorn hunting. Man. That was some of the coolest stuff ever. It's so different. It is really fun. I want to do it again. But let's get straight on into it. Let's read some of the comments, see what you guys are thinking about it. Ooh, I don't know if I'm scared or not. Also, go to the website, buy something if you want it. I don't know. Let's see. There we got the awesome verse of the week. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it. Plain and simple, boys. That's how it is. And don't get it confused. Otherwise, you're going to be confused. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Some of y'all, a lot of you guys actually hunted pronghorn. I'm actually surprised at how many of you guys do hunt pronghorn. But everybody's my cousin. Hey, man, if you go back far enough, everybody your cousin. If you want to go back that far. At this point, George Washington's my cousin. You guys probably wouldn't even believe the answer to that. But let's go on down. I know that gut-sinking feeling of wounding an animal. This is from Hoot and Holler 122. But I'm glad you didn't give up on the hunt or just not show the footage. That's hunting, not easy. Sometimes it is just not fun. Thanks for the video. Now that's something I ain't about to do. If I mess up, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to show the footage. If something goes crazy, I'm going to show the footage. It would have been really easy to just go in there and film the first shot and say that whenever it went under the hill, it went down, and then just cut out all that footage in the middle and then just walk up to the dead animal and say, oh yeah, there we go. First shot was great. It'd been easy to do that. I ain't doing that because that's not what happened. I'm going to tell it how it is, even if it makes me look dumb, because sometimes I am dumb, and that's not bad. It's just part of it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not fun wounding an animal. I don't do it often because I don't take crazy shots. I used to let the bullets fly, okay? I used to do that at Bucky, but nowadays, dude, if I'm not like, okay, it's dead, then I ain't shooting. I ain't shooting unless I'm pretty confident. And I mean, I was pretty solid on that shot. It's just that the bullet and the red dot was not in the same spot. But yeah, let's see what some of the replies are. I'm sure some of them's going to tell me exactly what they think about me. He said, well said, big dress. Yep, 180,000. Oh, here we got non-typical racing. Yep, 100,000 views. Not good. I'd go to say as far as shame on you. But I'm 51. Lot more accountability in Gen X. That was terrible. Okay. Happened to me Friday, PA, doe season. I mean, yeah, it happens and stuff like that, but it happens. We don't want it to happen. It does. And just because we don't want it to happen, first of all, doesn't mean that we don't show what actually happened. No, I wish it would have died in one shot, but that don't mean I'm going to tell y'all it did. Let's see. Didn't know you were goose hunting. That was me whenever I squeaked a little bit. Oopsie doopsie. They say the pronghorn used to have a predator, the American cheetah. Yo, for real. Let me pull it up and see what I can find. I don't even know if we have an idea of what they look like, but let's see if Google has an idea of what an American cheetah looks like. My Wi-Fi ain't doing too hot right now. I don't know what the deal is. Here's what we're looking at. I'm trying to pull it up. It's being a little slow, but I mean, the American cheetah, oh my gosh. That looks so cool. I don't know if we know that's what they look like. Man, we used to have some cool stuff out here, man. Then they all died. But at the same time, you know, maybe humans did kill them, but also you can only do so much about it. I don't know, sometimes stuff just die. The pronghorn got out of render distance. Oh, let's see what this is. 141. We may have to take, might be a little further than just 100 yards.
So
it got out of render distance. It just disappeared. Let's see. It's always a good day when KG uploads, and it's your birthday. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, here's one. These were some super long shots. The frustration of not drowning the animal right away and watch the limp away should definitely inspire you to work on those windy long-range attempts before you try pronghorn hunt again. That's right, life is tall. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's wild, brother. That's what I'm saying. Oh, gosh. You know, I would read this, but nah, we'll read it. I'll read part of it. It's a lot of words, but bad feeling, never the intention, as if you pull the blows, it's uncontrollable. That is true. Wind is pretty uncontrollable. The only thing that you can control about the wind is control what you do in it. So maybe that means don't shoot. Here's Mini Fam, donated $5. Thanks. We'll use that to cover like 2 of the bullets that we flung into the dirt. We'll use that to cover the bullets we sent to the rock. There we go. Thank you for showing this. This hunt doesn't always go the way you want it to, but at the end of the day, it is meat in the freezer. At the end of the day, that is what it is. It's not what we want, but it's what we got. When he sprayed the sunscreen in his eyes, my eyes started to burn. See, the way I do it, I do this. I close them. Big brain. You should go moose hunting someday. You know, here's the thing. I would really, really, really like to go moose hunting. But I think I need one of y'all to take me because I don't know how to moose hunt. So, in this case, we got a guide, which is pretty good, pretty cool. But, I mean, if some of y'all can just, like, be my guide unofficially, that'd be cool, too. But, yeah, if any of y'all have any really cool hunting adventures that you would want to take me on the way and guide me, I don't know, let me know. We'll try it, dude. Send me an email with some pictures and stuff. Any of y'all got to hook up on a moose? Any of y'all got a mule deer hookup? Got some good places and got some experience? Both of which I don't have? Hey, let me know, dude. I think it'd be so cool. I would really like to go out with y'all on these hunts and stuff because y'all are my people. Y'all are pretty much my cousins, realistically. That's the way I see it, believe it or not. I'm a viewer from India. Oh, he don't like curry either. All right, well, then we'll call it fair then. When he says he made a bad shot. Yeah, that's true. One thing I ain't going to do is say... I've made some bad shots, but one thing I ain't done is cut them out. I know that. There's Tristan, my boy. The trapper. The sniper. Well, Brianna. Kenson. It's kind of true. That's a big fish. Y'all should watch that video if you ain't already. That was really fun. That's a fun video. That's a cool vlog. That's a fun video. That's a cool 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 video. Oh gosh. Y'all remember what happened in the... Alright, comment below if you remember what happened in this video. I hunted a buck with my bow for the first time. I ain't gonna ruin it for you. But I am gonna end it right here. Thanks guys for watching. Let me know what you thought about it. And if you're looking for something else to watch, I want y'all to go watch this video right here. I hunted a buck with a bow for the first time. That's another video where shots don't always go as you expect. But thanks for watching. I'm out of here.